Welcome to Shopfleet, a new groundbreaking worldwide open market. It isn't just a tech release. It's the start of a new era in business. Welcome to decentralized commerce. This marketplace platform lets you control the terms of selling, to empower the sellers to build your own team of influencers and affiliates. If Shopfleet doesn't have it, find it, claim it, and earn on every future transaction. Shopfleet is powered by a vibrant community of social influencers. Decentralized commerce simplifies choosing between retail stores, online platforms, affiliate programs, and direct sales. Removing the middleman, it unifies each area into one universal conversation and conversation globally. Join Shopfleet now and be a part of our inner circle for an exclusive sneak peek at our dynamic technology. For a limited time, lock in your free position in this exciting new company and invite 5 friends to join us. Once you're in, you'll get 5 invitations to share with your most influential friends. It's time to create income in your spare time and start living your dream. Welcome to Shopfleet, the future of decentralized commerce.
Simple software as a service is to facilitate not only the uniting of humanity worldwide, but to compound a union of our financial success. Our innovative software doesn't just connect businesses. It fosters collaboration, turning competition into partnership in a global business that never sleeps. We acknowledge and honor the fact that to this day, in all of history, you are one of one. There never has been and never will be anyone as beautiful and unique as you.
Right, Dave, let's do this, mate. Let's bring it all up. Let's get going. Let's fire on all cylinders. We've been awake since I think about 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on where you are in the country. I know Dave's been firing away. Got to do some crazy things sometimes, especially when you're running crazy things like a challenge and you're bringing on new clients from around the globe and just love what you do. It's great. I actually love the flexible lifestyle, right? You get to do what we want to do, get up and serve our community, serve our business. And then we've got the day, to go and be dad, to go be family and go and doing those sort of things. We get to choose our hard, right? And I think this is much more enjoyable when we've got our own freedom. Isn't that right, Dave?
Exactly right. Makes life so much easier, so much more enjoyable, and you can do what you need to do and serve your clients.
I really love the flexibility, the fluidity, and like getting up every day, working with a great guy like yourself and Jade and whatnot, and our clients and our mentees and our community. Like, I don't know, the way.
No, exactly. That's what makes me get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Serve and but hey, it's all about balance. There's a time and a place for sprints. There's a time and a place for a rest. There's a time and a place for a marathon. And what I've come to learn in this space, it's we get to choose how we want to show up, when we want to show up, why we want to show up. It's our choice. And what I love about this, especially when you do things like a challenge, it forces you to be consistent. It forces you to be intentional, and it forces you to get into that daily habit, that routine. So like I say, it takes about 30 days, whatever it is, to create a habit, but to create a routine is like at least 60 days, 90 days. And Dave, I'm actually going to float you a question. I'm putting you on the spot here. I might be throwing you under the bus, but I don't know. What do you think about continuing this on and getting up and doing the Dave and Jess show every morning?
Why not? I'm up for anything.
Why not? We'll get a bit more structure to it. We'll keep them nice and short, 20, 25 minutes. But I'm just loving the intentionality of this purpose-driven, value-based, entertainment. Like, it ticks all the boxes as far as content creation is concerned, right?
It certainly does, and just sort of, I guess, going back to what you were saying about, the sprints and you can get up and have that flexibility, and that's good. So I might get up 4 o'clock some mornings, but that may be just because I've got something to do during the course of the day that I need to take care of, some personal health or whatever that may be, children. Just gives you that flexibility. So,
but it's
that's
also when you've
one of
got
those things.
team around you too, like you can really support each other and you can, step in. Like it doesn't always have to be me, showing up in the morning. It could be you and Jade. It could be the three of us. It could be, just one of us. But I'm
Exactly.
thinking of, creating the laptop lifestyle dad daily show, like, take it to a whole nother level. And it gives us space to be able to be intentional and serve and just brings that purpose in, right? And so you look at people like Fraser Brooks, that's what they do, and so look, maybe we need to step up and play that game too. I don't know. Hey, for you guys who are
Shoulders to
watching
giants.
the audience, let us know. Would you like to tune in every morning to the LLD show and come listen to us crazy guys and girls, and we will probably even get a mentor and a speaker in, and I think just let's do it maybe Monday or Friday. Like we'll give ourselves a weekend off, but I think we'll run this 30-day challenge. We'll sit down, we'll brainstorm it out, and we'll see. Just this is. But what I love about this space of this creative energy is it's when you get into this space, you figure out bigger, better ways to serve, right?
Exactly right. Keeps that energy up, all the time. Just gives us a better way, to serve the people that we love to help. So, help. Hopefully, it'll help motivate them to keep being consistent and go along with it as well. So,
That's it right there, right? It's about that leadership example and paving the path forward. Now, I get it, showing up and committing to something like a daily thing like this. If you asked me to do that 5 years ago, I would have gone, nah, I'm not interested. Like it's too much. Like that's just crazy talk. But it's funny how your brain shifts and your intention shift and your purpose shifts when you get into a space like this and just serve, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's park that.
Fantastic.
Let's park that for now. I think that's a brilliant idea, but let's park it. This is the joys of working with Jeff. Comes up with all these crazy ideas.
Well, we've got a week to think about it. So or a week and a little bit to think about it until we get to the end of this one. So I think we actually end on a Saturday. I could be wrong. Friday or a Saturday. I think we end on a Saturday.
I can't remember what day it actually ends now. We're into day 21, so it's Thursday, the 3rd of April, 2025, and this is our 30-day Shopley affiliate challenge. And so if you're actually watching this as a replay, 6 months down the road, because we're going to post this up onto Shopley as a free course to be able to help support people get up and run with this. I think there's lots of value that has been delivered here in this challenge for sure. So Dave, before we get into today's masterclass, I suppose, what is the big thing that you're looking forward to for the month of April?
Well, now that you just mentioned that, doing the daily show.
We've got the
more motivation, more hype, more structure,
Just
leading the way for our.
Sorry,
I think just helping lead the way for our community, however that ends up looking. So, obviously got a few more days of this to go to keep things rocking and rolling. But I think, I don't know, just some of the breakthroughs people have been having, obviously in this challenge, but also in the LLD Academy. It's just great to see. And, as there's new people coming on, it's going to be, awesome to see how they grow as well. So, I mean, that's, what we live and breathe. So it's awesome. And there's just so many other bigger things that, outside, this circle that, we've got going on in the LLD community. So, clients and other opportunities for yourself, which I won't, spill the beans on. You can do that in your own time. But yeah, there's so much happening, and it's just awesome. What a time to be alive, I reckon. So,
awesome. It's exciting. It's fun. It's definitely got a high vibe energy going with it. But what I love about it, it's not just about us winning games. We've got Joanne Rolls, who got a commission for signing up and done for your client with us and introducing. We've got Abby Long, who is getting into taking massive action and setting up three-way conversations left, right, and center. Nicole, Zach, Joanne Cameron. What I love about this intentionality is this challenge is the intentionality of massive action that's starting to take place, but it's about the consistency. It's about the heart behind it all. It's about the purpose behind it all. And people are getting it, and they're starting to show up in a different way, and they're showing just show up more intentionally, more purpose driven, rather than just trying to seek to get the sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some of the posts and that I've been seeing from some of the community members and people in the challenge as well. It's just it's unbelievable. It's just amazing to see their growth from what they were posting a few 20 days ago or so to what they're posting now. It's just like chalk and cheese, and just to see that growth is amazing.
Yeah, pretty cool. It is very amazing. All right, well, let's get into it, Dave. I'll bring you back at the end, mate, but we're going to get into today's topic around follow-up. All right, let's do this. So, cool. All right, so day 21 of our 30-day Shopley challenge. And, I've been holding back right to this topic because I needed to have it the right place. And I think, day 21 is a perfect place for it. But the fortune of follow-up, we hear about that all the time. And, I totally sucked at this. I really, really did. Because I would get very needy. I would get very impatient with people, and I would come across like, I was chasing people. Drop a 1 in the comments if that has been you at times. Like, you're excited, you're passionate, and you really just want to get people to almost force that horse to drink the water, right? Because what's possible on the other side of that conversation. The breakthrough that they can have on the other side of that conversation. So we come at this space from the right heart, from the right intention, from the right purpose. But I want to teach you how I've learned how to follow up without being pushy, spammy, or even needy. We've been using the metaphors around dating, right? Going for that kiss too early, you're going to get slapped. But if you're going for the kiss too many times and get shut down and have no, you're probably going to get slapped as well on the other side of that. Or we get on the other side of that and we never go on the kiss, and we freeze. We have that flight or flight response, our stress responses, our anxiety responses, right? So people get up in their own head because they don't want to be come across as needy. They don't want to come across as spammy, so that prevents them from following up. But then you can do it a bit like me, and you can get a bit aggressive and a bit in your face about it, and it comes across too pushy. So yes, there is an art like to all of this that we've been talking about with prospecting, with the invitation, with the edification, and even with follow-up. And when it comes to this space, the only way that you're going to learn how to master these skills and in this space and build on it is by putting yourself in situations where you need to learn and grow from that wisdom and experience. So let's make this really practical. We're going to keep this one short and sweet today because we've got a lot on our plates, and so do you, and want to get right to the meat and potatoes of it all. So why does follow-up really, really matter? Well, most affiliate marketers don't fail because they can't start conversations. I've seen a lot of people fail in this space because they never follow up, or they follow up 2 or 3 times and they think that's enough, or they follow up very intensely for a week or 2 and they think that's it, right? So remember, this whole game is about putting the right product in front of the right people at the right time. Timing is the really big important piece here. My friend Kylie, presented Dream Trips International to me 7 years before I signed up. But see, she wasn't in my inbox. She wasn't really needy or, desperate about getting in there. So, Jeff, you got to sign up. Jeff, you got to sign up. She met me where I was at. She gave me all the information I needed to make the right decision. I said, no, it wasn't the right time, but she stayed in touch. She kept the relationship. So when basically with her sharing her excitement, her stories, essentially being in touch and keeping top of mind and sort of creating that fear of missing out for me, I reached back out to her. So that's a form of follow-up. We don't have to be on the phone, in emails or inboxes. We can use our stories to follow up with people too. So there's a time and a place for everything. And this is why I love content marketing. Content marketing serves as a really great attraction piece to bring people to us, to start the conversation, but it's also a really great way to continue the story, to stay connected. So when it's the right time for people, you're top of mind, you're the first person they think of, they come back to you. So this sort of helps to position it so it's not desperate, it's not aggressive, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail around this, plus also follow up with, messaging conversation as well. All right. So yesterday we spoke about mirroring disc. The day before that we spoke about prospecting. The day before that we spoke about conversations. And so drop a 2 in the comments if you've been going through this whole entire challenge. You've been started for day 1. You're now with day 22 with me, and you've stayed through the course. I know we've got a handful of people who have done that. So let us know if that's been you, and let us know in the comments, because I want to celebrate you tomorrow for staying the course with me. 21 days into it. New habits are starting to be formed, and just like Dave and I was starting to talk about, we're starting to now get into that consistency where it starts to become routine. But let's come back to follow-up. So follow up like a human, not a sales bot. So 3 powerful laws around follow-up. First law is make sure it's relevant. Make sure when you're following up, you're in people's conversations and it's relevant to them. It's not just noise. It's not just for the sake of doing it because you're trying to close somebody. If your follow-up isn't relevant to them, it is just noise. Use their language, tie the follow-up back to their problem, their reason, their interest that got them curious about it in the first place. For example, you can say, whether it's a conversation, a phone, a message, or however you go, you can say, hey, Dave, I've been thinking about what you shared around wanting more time with your kids. Hey, Dave, you mentioned to me the other day that you're looking for a solution with your AI. Hey, Jade, I was talking to you about Shoply the other day, and you're talking about, trying to scale your business up and start an ambassador program. See what I'm doing here? I'm tying it back to the problem in the conversation that we had previously. So tying it back to their pain, their problem. The other law here around follow-up is timing. Most sales don't actually happen until after the 5th and the 7th touch point. Now, that's actually an old stat. I would go far as saying on average now, with our attention spans and, how we can get so distracted, it's probably more likely getting up around close to 21 touch points for most people. So we need to schedule purposeful follow-ups, not just checking in vibes. So like reaching out to people in 90 days after the fact that they still haven't had, crossed the line. But it's not going into this, pick it up, straight away to try and sell them. It's starting the conversation again, but you're starting the conversation from a more intimate foundation. And so, like, I love to get into people's inboxes, do this probably once every 90 days and just say, hey, how are you? And I start there. I'm picking up the conversation again because what I'm wanting to do is I want to stay top of mind, and I'm wanting to show people that I genuinely care. I'm genuinely wanting to build a connection and a relationship, and we pick it up from there. And then normally what happens, if they've been following me for 3, 4 months, 6 months, 2 years, they'll start asking me questions again, and so the door is open. Let's go through. It's called seek and knock first. So you're seeking for people to follow up with. You knock on the door by saying, hey, how are you? And then the opportunity will present itself if it's the right time. If not, okay, you've just made a great connection and a deeper connection. So it's another touch point to the conversation. See, when we slow it down and we forget about the sale, because the sale will naturally happen itself if you put the right product in front of the right people at the right time. If you slow it down and focus on being a human first and connection first and wanting to have that heart-to-heart interaction first, and then you take people on the journey, you lead them to the next step, you seek and knock, you seek and knock, you seek and knock, and then you can bring people to the next step. And it's about leadership and an influence 101, right? So timing is really, really important. And you've got to always just, keep asking those qualifying questions and inviting people. Share and invite, share and invite, share and invite, share and invite. And you meet people where they're at every single time. You make sure it's relevant. And then the third law to powerful follow-up is value. Every touch point needs to feel like it's a reason for being there, and it's about planting a seed of value in their heart. Every touch point should feel like a gift. Every touch point should feel like you're there to contribute to their lives. That helps them to feel seen, heard, understood, and ultimately you're bringing love, joy, peace, and hope into their lives. Send something valuable, send a story, send a short video, send a resource, send a testimony. Use your content to do the same thing. People will engage, they will connect with you, they will follow you through. So I always go through the 5-step process in the initial interaction. And if it doesn't move forward, I pull up and I meet them where they're at until it's the right timing. Discernment will help you to understand that through experience and wisdom. And this is where you do it with coaches and mentors to guide you through that micro coaching level to get to that space. But once you've gone through the 5 steps and you've got to the introduction, and it's not necessarily a no, but it's not a right now conversation, I normally back off at that stage and I just continue to build connection. I just continue to build trust, because normally at the end of the conversation, if people don't follow you through, if they don't come with you to the journey to meet you where they're at to come through and convert, it's not normally about money. What it's normally about their timing, their situation. It's also they don't trust you deep enough yet to follow you, right? So this is all about leadership. Leadership is about helping people to follow you and not just, drag them across the line. I'm very good, ask my wife in our early days of our marriage, I'm very good at dragging people across the line. That is not the way to do it. Trust me, it just creates headaches after headaches and mess after mess. But if you can just meet people where they're at, slow it down, get out of the sales conversation and just get into service conversation, get into leadership conversation, you meet people where they're at and you just go have fun. And you're looking for the people who want to come with you, who want to follow you, who want to play with you in your sandbox. And so it's understanding these processes and frameworks are really powerful tools to help us to meet where they're at, and use the whether it's the invitation or the follow-up process, right? So here's a quick 5-day follow-up sequence that you could use as well. Day 1, story-based message. You could go in and you could say, hey, Dave, like, I'm curious, mate, you know, what's going on in your world, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I just wanted to actually let you know, my friend Joanne, she just made a $300 commission off a referral that she sent through to us for our done for you clients, marketing agency side of things. And hey, I'm curious, do you know anybody who could benefit from our services? Because I love to be able to, maybe give you a referral commission too, if that all works out. Would you be open to exploring that? See, I've got a reason to get into his inbox. I'm using a story from a testimony from another win from one of our people in our community. And that's a story-based message. It's either my results or someone else's results. And, I find when you share someone else's results, people can start to see themselves in that story and they can start to see, oh, hang on, maybe this is something that I want to be a part of. That fear of missing out starts to creep in and starts to compel people to take action. Day 2, you could, or, follow up 2, you could say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you saw this, gentle nudge, and you can send them to a link to an event, to a post, or, wherever it is that's valuable to them, that that's going to serve them. Not just get and say, just for the sake of trying to play the vanity algorithm game and get, 100 people to see your post. Make sure it's relevant and it's purposeful to them. For example, right, this is why I love going from event to event to event to event, show to show to show to show, because it gives me another story. It gives me another reason. It gives me another purposeful intention to reach out to people, to talk to them on things. So, right now you may have seen on my news feed that we've got the Los Angeles Tribune Leadership Week coming up in the first week of May. I'm a central cog in the leadership team to help facilitate this conversation. I'm personally the one who has built out all the funnels. I'm the project manager for all the graphic design team. I'm pretty much, second, right hand to, Mary Glorifield, who was helping us to create this event. I've got Mo Rock in my inbox. I'm actually just seeing my inbox right now, 20 messages from Michael and Mo. So this is a brilliant story that's exciting and it's fresh. And who doesn't love to talk about leadership? And when we can bring in people like Dr. Joseph McClendon and, Robert Caldini, and guess what? We've even got Gene Simmons from KISS. Mate, hey, give us your best KISS face and share it in the photo comments below. Here's mine for you just for some shits and giggles. We've got Gene Simmons from KISS coming onto this leadership week, and I'm going to be personally helping him out with his tech stack to help him to, support him behind the scenes as he's been interviewed by Mo and Michael and Mary and all of that. So how cool is that? See, that's a story. And it's also, hey, I just wanted you to make sure you saw this and not missed out on it because I could see that this would be valuable to you. That's a great follow-up tactic as well. the value drop, a podcast, a training, a reel, a story. We're talking about our Laptop Lifestyle Dads Academy masterclass, and Jay did a brilliant job there talking about funnels and lead magnets and how to use AI and, really great tools like System.io to go build your own lead magnets. So that's a great value drop. We started the podcast for this very reason, so we could go interview experts and bring those experts into our circle of influence to serve you, and also to be able to have another reason to connect with you and continue the story, to continue this touch point. Testimonials, screenshots from somebody else. Right now, the most current story that I can share with you is Joanne Rolls, earning herself a $300 commission off the back of this 30-day challenge. See, that's another reason, another purposeful intention to follow up with people. Here's the other thing right now is just the close type question as well. As you go through, you need to test people where they're at. You need to seek and knock on the door. And my favorite one is, hey, no pressure, just curious. Has this been on your mind lately? Or, hey, no pressure, just curious. What's going on in your world and how can I help? Hey, I'm curious, like, what do you like best about X, Y, Z? So you're meeting them where they're at. You're always asking questions because questions are the answers. Questions are the answers. And you're sharing stories to invite people and lead them to the next step. Use voice notes, use video messages, get on phone calls, use Zoom calls, do whatever it takes to help people feel seen, heard, known, valued, and connected, ultimately loved and appreciated, and meet people where they're at. Don't always be about the sale, be about the connection. And then when you go through the buy-in psychology of it all, right, you're there to help them, not harm them. You're there to help them, make them feel great. And then it's just helping them to create a simple process forward that's logical. And it's our job to guide them to that next step. Does this all make sense? Like, I'm hoping this is landing for you. So, I'd love to, just quickly check in the comments, to see if there's any questions. Trust is the most important asset. Yes, so is Joanne. Dave, more gold, more value. They love this challenge. Thank you. All right. Love Gene Simmons. Like, who doesn't love Gene Simmons? Like, if you've been around and not sleeping under a rock, like, you would have heard the name, right? Gene Simmons is up there with like Cher and the Beatles and, Eminem now. Like, how funny is this? I grew up listening to Eminem in the 90s as a kid. Now my 13-year-old son loves Eminem, and he could basically rap nearly all the songs, the old songs, the new songs. He's Eminem crazy. I love it. These are the guys that are timeless. But you want to talk about marketing, you want to talk about leadership, you want to talk about sales, go study the greats. Like Gene Simmons is like, he was revolutionary for the rock genre back in his day. And to stay current, he's still on tour. Even today, what was it? Must be like 40 to 50 years this guy's been on bands and stages and influencing the industry as an authority and a leader in this space. I can't think of a better example to help you to go be unique, be different, market, brand yourself, and lead people to take them where you need them to go. That is all that this is. Sales 101, marketing 101. It is leadership 101. We are winning people. So what is it? Read the book if you haven't read it already. Influencing people and winning friends. And that is the name of the game. And that was where the penny dropped for me personally on this journey. And so that's all pretty much I have for today's training. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. Let's bring Mr. Dave Miller back up. What was some of the golden drops that you just got out of that one, mate?
Too many. I guess, yeah, just really the frameworks that you were using, that you just gave us, so the 5 steps there, and pretty much basically just everything really. It was just too much. There was just too much. I was just absorbing.
But as I start to really bring some clarity around the purpose and the intent of why I do what I do, the light bulbs start going off, don't they? And like the lessons now I can see why Jeff posts 6 or 7 times a day. Now I can see why he's, intentional about getting into conversations and building that network, right? Because your network equals your net worth. Your net worth is going to, the same. So it's like there's intentionality, there's purpose behind all of it. But if you come back to the customer value journey, it's always about taking people through those steps. So we've talked about a lot of different frameworks and processes and strategies, but ultimately at the end of the day, what I'm giving you is really powerful tools to help you to build trust and connection. Simply. Awesome put. So all good, mate. Thank you very much for your time, Dave. Before we wrap up, do you have anything that, any light bulbs, any final lessons, any final words that you want to share with us today?
No, just keep consistent. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just
keep consistent. There you go. So Nike's got just do it. We're going to have keep consistent.
I think the way that everyone's sort of turning up, just keep going. Things are slowly getting traction, and they're changing.
Yeah, and it's the work you do today is normally seen, 60, 90 days down the road. It's the 90-day lag effect, right? And it's that consistency where we can keep going. If you can be consistent for 90 days, your next 90 days are going to be a lot better than what your 90 days prior to that were. And it's about creating those disciplines and those routines and those habits to help us to keep going, keep going, keep going. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Let's all go be Dories and let's all go have a great day. All right. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.